Hey there, I'm MrLeftTurn and welcome to my favorite race shop. Now that Season 8 is, or has been, officially done for some time, how about that finale, especially Cozy Glow? I swear I haven't had this much fun with a finale since Twilight's Kingdom and... I'm here to show the world, I'm here to show the world,
Whoa, 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 whoa! Lefty, what do you think you're doing?
What the hell, again? That's it, I'm gonna start really paying for my security instead of saying I will. I can't stand people just breaking into my shop whenever they damn well please.
Yeah, it was like super easy to get in here. I just walked right in. You should probably do something about that. But again, I have to ask, what do you think you're doing?
I was just about to do a video talking about how fantastic Cozy Glow was as a hammy villain for Season 8. She was a riot.
Yeah, she was. But didn't you see my last pony talk? I was going to talk about Cozy Glow.
Oh yeah, I did. Good video, by the way. However, I am a race fan, and I wanted to try to get to Cozy Glow first. It's kinda what racing is all about.
Well, too bad! I'm here now, and you either stop your video now so I can do mine, or we can just do a video together.
Fine, we'll make it a collab. What song did you pick for your intro this time, by the way?
This one!
When the devil is too busy and death's a bit too much, they call on me by name, you see, for my special touch. To the gentlemen, I'm misfortune. To the ladies, I'm surprise.
Huh, good one.
Oh, thank you. I figured it was fitting since Cozy Glow was totally evil!
Indeed. So, what did you like most about Batty's possible surrogate daughter?
Well, there's a horrifying thought. But what I appreciated the most about her character was how slowly they built her up. Like, the first time we saw her, we thought she was going to be evil because the scheming cute girl is a trope that's been used over and over again, especially with characters following her character type model. Seriously, don't ever trust an overly sweet and cute girl with curls.
Oh yeah, the scene where they had that close-up of her eyes with the cutie marks reflecting back, 1,000 red flags suddenly came up for me. And I liked how they teased that a little, then tried to cover it up with her cutesy shtick at the end of the episode. And then she made a few small appearances which showed her working closer and closer with Twilight, like in Friendship University. But the biggest confirmation had to be in What Lies Beneath, which is a phenomenal episode, by the way, where she causes a slight rift between the student six, and then at the end she's smiling down at the cavern beneath the school and says this skin-crawling line.
Just let Cozy take care of everything.
Ugh, makes me shudder every time.
Yeah, that was the moment we knew she was evil. But at the end of her first appearance, it really seemed like they were subverting that trope. We weren't quite sure what to make of her, but it didn't seem like she was completely evil. But by the time we got to Friendship University, and she just happened to be there, when Twilight was wondering how Flim and Flam got her plans for the school, that's when I knew something was up with her.
Especially since she was there while the supplies were being delivered. You know, looking back on it now, that's pretty clever foreshadowing.
Indeed. It was really impressive of them to slowly seed throughout the season her intentions right up until What Lies Beneath, like you said. And even then, her causing a rift between the student six feels like it could have been unintentional until the last scene. Like Starlight said, she is devious.
I love the meme that came out of that line. But anyway, not only was she great at hiding her true intentions throughout the last half of Season 8, but hell, she was a damn good manipulator to the public when she needed to be. Like when she managed to turn the whole school against Naysay and locked him up in Twilight's office. And that's not even mentioning how great the writers subverted us by making it appear she was an agent of Naysay before she said, "Buck him," and got the entire student body to rise up against him. That's great.
Yep. And for those who did think she was evil, the theory was she was working for Chancellor Naysay, but as you said, that was quickly proven wrong. The other idea was that she was Chrysalis in disguise, or at least an unreformed changeling acting on her behalf. But nope! Turns out Cozy Glow was just an evil little brat.
Which I honestly liked better than either of those two theories. I mean, this was the first time that a villain the main cast had to face in a season finale did not have any magical properties about them whatsoever, and she was a Pegasus. And she was a kid, which throws a huge curveball at Equestria that evil can come from anyone or be anything instead of someone who just looks evil. They could even just be a kid at a school given enough reason. Plus, I am kind of sick of the trope of villains in general having someone do their dirty work for them. Cozy did this by herself by manipulating not only the main cast, but freaking T-Rex as well.
Yeah, I'm sure he was surprised by that when she was put in a cell next to him, which brings us to the other subject we should talk about with her. Or do you want to wait a while before we go into that whole mess?
We can save her turning out to be a Pegasus Michael Myers later.
Works for me, but there is plenty to talk about with her in the backlash, because of course there's a backlash.
Okay, this is completely arbitrary, but come on, I loved those batshit insane faces she had down in the caverns when Starlight was imprisoned. They even animated her eyes bulging out of her skull. Who couldn't love insanity like that?
I guess you stole that one from Starlight.
I suppose.
But yeah, her facial expressions were amazing to watch, and you gotta respect some pony who loves their work. Even if that work is to use friendship as a weapon to take over all of Equestria. Which sounds really weird when you say it out loud, but within the context of the show, it really does make sense. Honestly, I think it'd be interesting to see a group of baddies try to become friends to take out the main 7. And bonus points if they actually do end up becoming friends by the end.
Bringing fiendship as magic to the show would be fantastic. But one aspect of the finale I really enjoyed was Sandbar escaping so he could go to the CMC for help. The exact same characters that were with Cozy in her first appearance. The fact that Cozy could even spot someone trying to overthrow her like that, and with her throwing them in a broom closet, shows that she was not going to be beaten by being fooled. She was an incredibly smart villain who actually knew how to keep both her plans and ego in check to cover all her bases. And going back to my point on Naysay, she was also able to think quickly on her hooves both then and with the CMC. Cozy worked hard on this plan and knew just the right amount of playing innocent to make sure no one could suspect her.
I don't trust her. What's she up to behind those big eyes and bouncy curls?
Well, except for Smolder.
Yes, she really was one of the most effective villains on the show, and the fact that she was a kid just made it more creepy. There's just something about the innocence of a child being twisted into something evil that's really off-putting. Even when they're cute little ponies. Hell, especially when they're cute little ponies.
Which is why getting Pound and Pumpkin Cake involved with the zombie prank on Rainbow in 28 Pranks Later was terrifying.
Indeed. And I think that leads us to having to talk about the elephant in the room.
Yep, Cozy Michael Myers glow. Frankly, I'm glad that the characters decided to lock someone up for their crimes again instead of just stripping away their evil, letting them go, or blowing them the hell up like with Sombra. I mean, at least with Stygian from Season 7, that was dark magic corrupting and controlling him, so I think he gets a pass.
Well, I was thinking more about those people who threw a fit that Starlight got a pass and became the main sister's friend, when why didn't she get locked up like Cozy Glow? The main part of their argument being that Cozy Glow is just a child, he can learn from her mistakes, whereas Starlight is an adult and has to be locked up. Because, adults can't learn from their mistakes at all.
And my retort to that complaint is, so what? It's not like Cozy was doing something she thought was right and was just misunderstanding her actions. The brat knew full well what she was doing. You don't sit there and crown yourself the empress of something if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, she's a kid, yeah, but she's pure evil who tried to suck away all the magic in Equestria for herself. The fact that she's a kid is a moot point. I mean, Damien from The Omen was just a kid, so I guess he should have just been told to stop or be put in time out for what he was doing because it's bad instead of people trying to kill him, right? Or Michael Myers. I mean, so what if he murdered his sister in cold blood? He's only 6. Just take away his Halloween candy. That should be enough.
Or like Bullseye from Season 3 of Daredevil, because he was messed up. And that's the point. Just because we see kids as pure and innocent doesn't mean they actually are. Yeah, some are misguided and can be taught to be better, but some of them are just cruel and, like adults, know full well what they're doing is wrong. And that's the category Cozy Glow falls into. When she was discovered, she didn't admit she was wrong and said she tried to better herself. Instead, she tried to use her cutesy stick again, and when that failed, she went all supervillain on us. Seriously, I was waiting for her to call the Student 6 those meddling kids.
Exactly. And do we even have to mention the ramifications if she succeeded? All the magic in Equestria would have been hers and hers alone to use. That means she could literally play God and decide how much sunlight or rain certain regions of Equestria got. She could start droughts and famines to certain ponies she either doesn't like or rebel against her rule. That's freaking evil and terrifying to think about. As for Starlight, Look, I can understand some of the arguments people make, but as Officer Trigger Happy pointed out about Starlight, she was shown what she was doing was wrong and actually sat back to contemplate it. That horrified look on her face when Twilight and Spike showed her that her actions would turn Equestria into a desert wasteland shows that this, hurting Equestria, was not her goal, only humiliating Twilight and her friends. Plus, she not only accepted Twilight's guiding hoof to learn about friendship, they all left her alone in the corridor outside the throne room for God knows how long, and she didn't try to escape. Starlight went her whole life going about friendship the wrong way, but mistakenly thinking she was right. Yet, when she was shown what her actions could lead to, she accepted she had to learn the right way, and that's the difference between her and Cozy Glow. One was led astray while the other was just evil.
Yep! The first step to redemption is the desire to change. Starlight had that, Cozy Glow didn't. Even the final shot showed she was still planning something while in a cage next to Tarek in Tartarus. So she had learned a Celestia damn thing.
Yep, and don't forget, she still knows the methods of draining magic from everything and every pony in Equestria. So if they just let her wander around Equestria trying to teach her the way Twilight taught Starlight, with a teacher and personal pupil relationship, that's just asking for her to do it again. It's honestly safer to lock her up in Tartarus for the time being until they can figure out what to do with her.
Exactly! I just find it fascinating that the one time they actually lock a villain up like people say they should, and they still throw a fit about that. What do bronies want?
I honestly have no idea. These are the same people who freaked out that G5 was already dead based on a few leaked, I remind you, concept images.
Yeah, that's why I did the last video I did. But anyway, I think we touched upon all the things I want to talk about Cozy Glow. She was one of the best and creepiest villains the show has ever produced, and despite her young age, she is clearly evil.
And one of the funniest and hammiest. It's really when you break her down, you see the evil within her. But Cozy's surface will always be the first thing to come to mind on how much fun she had being evil.
Yep. I hope we get to see her at least one more time before the series ends.
That would be fun. But until then, what's your next pony talk going to be on?
You know, I haven't actually thought that out. I'm sure I'll figure something out. Until then, I am Blackbird, and I'll see you again for more pony talk.
And I'm Mr. Left Turn. I'll see you when I get back from the track.
And it's so easy when you're evil. This is the life you see. The devil tips his hat to me. I do it all because I'm evil. And I do it all for free. Your tears are all the pay I'll ever need.
Someone is using my music. I'm going to find them, and I'm going to make them hurt. A lot.